Hello, everyone. Well, Counterspell here, back with another EDH request. Thank you to my commenter who had made a request for this episode. In fact, we have this one and another one lined up for next episode. I think, pretty sure, not for certain. Hold on, let me go check. Nope. Just one word. Oh wait, no. Yeah. Yeah. We have one for Janitha Benalius Hope, and another one, and this one for the reality chip. Let's see. Is this? Yeah. Thank you for all the support I've been shown. You can also show your support to Alex's Lemonade Stamp Foundation for childhood cancer. By fighting childhood cancer one cup at a time, help them out. Get involved, find out ways to give, and of course, donate. All this information and more will be waiting for you once you use my link in the description, which is why I encourage you to share this video along with other videos from my channel. That way, not only can your peers, your friends, receive guidance from yours truly, but they can also use this link to help fight against childhood cancer and possibly cure it one cup at a time. With that said, hit the notification bell, comment on this video, make an EDH request, like I'm about to do for this episode. For one of my commenters, first come first serve, and so even if it's on like separate videos, still first come first serve. So whoever comments first, whether it's on a video that I've posted on as recently or this one, if they're first, they're first. But I'll still get to your requests nonetheless. Just trying to get to them in order. And but you can make a request. So make sure that the content that you want to see featured on this channel has not already been previously featured on this channel, like the Red Terror Goblins, as content that is already featured on this channel. However, the Red Terror Instants and Sorceries, the Red Terror Dragons, the Red Terror Enchantments, etc., that is content that is not already featured on this channel, so you can make a request for that content. You can also make a request for a standard deck tech, so like a deck I've been using in MTG Arena, which has actually gotten me to platinum now. It's pretty good. Tournament legal decks. Someone give me the ban list, please. Maybe. I don't know. Or just decks for at home. You can also make requests for MTG Arena content itself. See more of those like short videos or videos I've done in my past. If you don't want to make a request for any of that, comment anyways. I encourage positive feedback. It really means something to me. Thank you guys for all of you who show your support and comment on my videos. With that said, also please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you to 73 of you who are currently subscribed. I want to keep that number going up. I want to make this kind of a part of my life. A job. Kind of go on this journey with you guys. Give it a big significance in my life. But we'll get there when we get there. That said, let's get into this EDH request starting the reality chip. Initially, when I looked at this, I didn't know what really to go with it. But then I remembered artifacts, artifact creatures, microsynth Gallon to be specific. So what I've done is made a reality chip artifacts deck that just likes to play a bunch of artifacts. So we have Sapphire Medallion to reduce the cost of blue spells we cast. Master of Ethereum, whose power and toughness will be equal to the number of artifacts we control, and buffs up all of our artifact creatures we control. Planar Bridge allows us to alter the top of our library because each time we activate it, it shuffles into our deck after we've searched for the permanent. Ensnaring Bridge. This kind of gives us a bit of insurance, helps us stay around for a little longer, because creatures with power greater than the number of cards in our hand can't attack. So it can kind of put the game in a stalemate, help us develop, make it nice and slow. Speaking of Microsynth Golem earlier, Microsynth Golem, kind of a star of the deck, having infinity for artifacts, so we can cast this real cheap off the top, or just for free, in fact. Then from there, once we have this out, artifact creatures spells we play have infinity for artifacts, so they cost less as we play more and more artifacts. Ethereum Sculptor makes artifact spells cost less. Johor's Familiar does the same thing. It also reduces the cost of legendaries, and any sagas we may have lying around in this deck. Chief Engineer, artifact spells we cast have Convoke. So this is actually pretty well, works very well for our deck because we cast artifact creature spells. We can convoke them to help cast our other artifact creature spells off the top of our library. So this is kind of a loop that feeds itself because we're playing artifact creatures mainly. Blightsteel Colossus, because why not? Free Trample Infect Indestructible 11/11 that shuffles itself into your itself into your library. Why not? And if it shuffles itself into your library, there's a small chance, but a chance that it's just right on top. So you can play it with the reality chip. Ancient Stone Idol. This is a great ambush card in this deck. Because if this is on the top and you know it is, the reality chip, first of all, allows you to look at the top. So no one has to see what's on the top of your deck until it's too late. And with this having flash and trample and being a 12th field, this is great to ambush someone's attack out of nowhere. Even if it's in your hand. Platinum Angel just does not allow us to lose the game and does not allow our opponents to win the game. Only allows one outcome. We win the game. As in, whoever's playing this deck. Shimmer Mirror. We can cast artifact spells as though they had flash. So, even more of an ambush setup off the top of our deck. Master Transmuter. So, we play something cheap and crappy from the top of our library. Then we just switch it out for something like Blightsteel Colossus from our hand. Edge Champion. Protection from all colors. It has protection from all colors as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Basically, can't be blocked except by colorless creatures. Cannot be targeted except by colorless spells, abilities, or just enchantments, or just anything in general. So unless it's colorless, it can't do anything about Edge Champion. Filigree Attendant. Or unless it's a general. Filigree Attendant. Its power is equal to the number of artifacts we control, and it has flying. Vidalican Archmage. As we cast artifact spells, we draw cards. So we're able to keep us from having to look at lands for an entire turn cycle, not being able to play said land. Filigree Sages and Chromatic Ori for infinite mana. Infinite spells off the top. You know the deal. Ward of Bones. Take it nice, slow, and easy, 6 mana, kind of expensive. Not bad. If we have some of our cost reduction cards, it won't cost as much for us, but it's pretty well worth it because each one who controls more creatures than us can't play creature cards. The same is true for artifacts, enchantments, and lands. This really hurts landfall decks, enchantment decks, other artifacts decks we may be playing against, and creature token decks. So this just hurts generally everyone. That isn't us. That has more than us. Would highly recommend that in white, probably. Dark Steel Juggernaut. Power tough power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts we control. It's indestructible and attacks each combat table. Ingenuity Engine can cascade, so we alter the top of our library. And since we can look at our library, this kind of allows us to get tricky with our cascade. Because since we know what's on top, we know if we want to cast Ingenuity Engine or not. And if we do, and we didn't really want to cascade or like cast whatever was off the top of our library for free, Ingenuity Engine, we can just pay one to tap and sacrifice another artifact, and return to our artifact we control to its hand, so we can return Ingenuity Engine to our hand. Ghost Arc. When it becomes crude, each artifact creature card in our graveyard gains under 3 until end of turn. We can do some pretty tricky stuff with this. Prime Living Legacy isn't like a part of that. He can do a lot because he creates tapped Power Stone tokens, which are artifact tokens that can add colorless mana that can only be spent on artifact spells. His -1 can help us dig for something, and his -7 gives us a way to just deal direct damage and end the game with an emblem. Gonti's Aether Heart, he can give us an extra turn, like really easily, with the style of deck we're playing. Kuldotha Forge Master. We have 3 crappy artifacts, or we've just been getting like crappy artifacts off the top of our library, or we just have like a land that we can't play on the top of our library. Sacrifice 3 artifacts, search your library for an artifact card, and put it onto the battlefield. Then your library is shuffled from there. All problems solved. Paradox Engine. Cast a spell, you untap all your non-land permanents. The Immortal Sun. Players can activate Planeswalker's loyalty abilities. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Need I say more? Grand Architect. Blue creatures we control get +1/+1. We can turn our target artifact creature we control into a blue creature. And then we can also tap and untap blue creature we control to add 2 generic mana to our mana pool, or colorless mana, I should say. But we can only spend this mana to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Still help us with casting our artifact stuff with like any non-artifact creatures we may have that are blue, which most of our creatures in here are artifact creatures and they're colorless, but for the few that aren't, they can help out with us. Midnight Clock can also alter the top of our library, because once the 12-hour counter is put onto it, we shuffle our hand and graveyard into our library, and then we draw 7 new cards, and we exile Midnight Clock. Not to mention great mana rock in the meantime. Clock of Bones and Time Vault for infinite turns. Masterwork of Ingenuity to copy something. Magnificent Latus. All permanents are artifacts in addition to their other types. All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells, and permanents are colorless. Players may spend mana as though we're mana of any color. Need I say more? Staff of Domination can untap itself, gain us life, untap target creature, tap target creature, and draw us cards. Guide for Ori. Make sure our hand is never empty if need be. Allows us to play additional lands and everyone else. I mean, may not be helpful, but still, if we have like a land on time and we can't on top of our library and we can't do anything about it, with Guide for Ori, we can just simply play it out because we're able to play additional lands. So don't play the lands from your hand. Just wait until you have a land on the top of your deck. And if you still don't have Guide for Ori, there's Explorer Scope to get lands off the top of your library. Gate to the Aether. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player reveals the top card of his or her library. If this is an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land card, that player may put it into play. We can get really tricky with this because we know what's on top of our library. And if we don't like it, we have ways to alter what's on top of our library. Prism Ring. Enters the battlefield, we choose color. We're going to choose blue. So whenever we cast a blue spell, in this case, we gain 1 life. Inexorable Tide. Whenever we cast a spell, Proliferate, which goes well with Crystalline Crawler. We'll cast a spell, add a counter to it, remove a counter to add mana, cast a spell again. You get the idea. Darksteel Reactor is a win con. Metalworker for more mana. Sai, Master Thopterist, to create artifact creatures and gives the ability to sacrifice artifacts to draw cards. Mirrorworks. So what we can do with this in Ingenuity Engine is we play Ingenuity Engine. First of all, it cascades. And then if the card we cascade, first of all, is an artifact, it enters the battlefield, we pay 2 for Mirrorworks, we create a token that's a copy of that. But with Ingenuity Engine, when that Ingenuity Engine enters the battlefield, the original one, we can create a token that's a copy of it with Mirrorworks. Then with the original Ingenuity Engine, we pay 1, tap Ingenuity Engine, sacrifice the token copy of it, and return the original Ingenuity Engine to our hand, and just keep repeating this process for what might be infinite cards off the top of our library if we have enough cost reduction cards. If not infinite, then pretty close to it, maybe, depending on how much mana we have, which might be infinite if we have Filigree Sages and Chromatic Aurea, in which case, infinite Cascades, woohoo! Darksteel Forge, artifacts we control have indestructible. Cage Sun, there's battlefield, we choose a color, we're going to choose blue. Creatures we control, choosing color, get +1/+1. Whenever a land's ability adds 1 or more mana of the chosen color to our mana pool, we add an additional 1 mana of that color to our mana pool, so blue. Need I say more? Sensei's Dividing Top allows us to manipulate the top of our library. We highly recommend you have this in your deck, because you play this off the top, then from there you can just manipulate the top card of your library. If the Flux Reservoir, since we're casting so many spells, this could be a win con. Cast enough spells, blast someone for 50, call it a day. Urza Lord High Artificer. As you cast more and more artifacts, we'll have more and more mana because we tap an untapped artifact we control to add blue mana. Then with 5 mana, we can pay that forward to Urza Lord High Artificer to activate his ability to shuffle our library, in case we have like a land on top that we can't use. Then exile the top card. Until in turn we can play that card without paying its mana cost. Yeah, this is wild. Academy Ruins. To get artifacts back from our graveyard on top of our library intact. So really advantageous for us if we have something on top we don't like. Helmir Depth allows us to also manipulate the top card of our library. Reliquary Tower from no maximum hand size in case we're drawing a bunch. Sea of the Synod because it's an artifact land. Arch of Araska because of Ascend. I mean, Time War Permanence, it's going to be easy for us. Not to mention drawing cards so we can manipulate the top card of our library. Inventor's Fair for life gain. Once again, can also manipulate the top card of our library. Jeez, I cannot speak. We can sacrifice Inventor's Fair, search for an artifact card, reveal it, we put it into our hand, then we shuffle our library. We can only activate this ability if we control 3 or more artifacts, but still allows us to manipulate the top card of our library. Castle Vantress, scry 2. Simple as that. Treasure vaults. Jesus. Great treasure tokens. Then from there, it's all islands. Just all islands. All of the melted ice caps in our world. Because global warming is apparently not a problem to anyone else. With that said, that is this EDH request starring the reality chip. Highly recommend. I have not tried it myself personally, but I can see it as being a good commander now that I've done this. Which is why I encourage these requests. Because like I never know if a commander can really be good unless I give it a try and like building it. Just like how you can give a try in helping Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation for Childhood Cancer fight against childhood cancer one cup at a time. Find ways on getting involved, ways to give, donations, of course. Share this video along with other videos found on my channel with other people so they can receive guidance from yours truly and help ALSF fight against childhood cancer one cup at a time using my link in the description that I'll have and have had for these past few videos and will have for this one. Comment on this video. Make an EDH request. Make sure that the content you want to request has not already been featured on this channel in past episodes. So the Red Terror Goblins, that is content that has been covered. However, content that is not covered for the Red Terror is like the Red Terror Dragons, or the Red Terror Incense and Sorceries, or the Red Terror Enchantments, etc. That is content that is not covered, so you can make requests for those. However, next episode will be, what was it? Will be, it'll be Danitha Benalia's Hope. So that will be for next episode. I do not know what's in store for me, but I'm excited. So yeah, you can make those requests. First come, first serve. Like I said, next episode, Danthea Benalia's Hope. EDH request. Excuse me. Yeah, you can also make requests for a standard deck text. So like a deck I've been using in MTG Arena that has got me to Platinum as of recently. And you can also make requests for like MTG Arena content. You know, like in the good old days. If not, comment on this video anyways. Leave positive feedback. Love it from you guys. Thank you for all of you who are making requests and giving me feedback. It really means something to me. You can also subscribe. It's free. And I encourage you to stay subscribed. Keep the army coming. Keep the tokens coming. You all are more than just tokens to me. Rest assured. Those of you who are subscribed. And if you're unsubscribed, same thing for you. Like this video. And with that said, leave a like, subscribe, comment, make an EDH request, or just request in general. Share this video along with other videos found on my channel with other people, so they can receive guidance from yours truly. And then hit the notification bell, that way you don't miss another one of my videos. With that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.